So since last September, the 2 and 10 years fixed rate is changed a lot.
Yeah.
But now, how is the market right now?
Yeah, I mean, since last September 22, I would say that was the time when it was most turbulent. So that's when the rates were kind of always going up. The Bank of England kept on putting the base rates up. So the banks really panicked. So they didn't know how to price their fixed products, the 2 and the 5 year fixed. They went really high. They were probably at around 6-7% on average, which was pretty high in comparison to a 3 to 4% beforehand. Now, in the last kind of couple of months, a lot of the banks have calmed down a little bit because of the stability in the UK. So they've gone down. Probably the best rate at the moment is just under 5, so 4.99. But they are around 5 now. So since September, they have gone down, especially the fixed rates.
And availability of the product option is also decreased since that moment.
It has actually increased since last year.
Okay.
So because once again, similar, loads of the banks kind of just decided not to lend because they didn't know how to price their fixed product. They said they're only going to do variable products. And because of the higher rates, it became tougher to borrow higher loan amounts. But now, in this year, the lenders have basically taken a cut from their margin.
Okay.
So they've said, all right, let's go back to normal. The rates are going to be slightly higher, but again, there's so many options out there.
If talking about buy-to-let and also self-use, what's the numbers change? If there are any?
That's a good question, actually, because I would say the buy-to-let numbers, of course, there's still mainly investors buying from Hong Kong. The rates are around, again, as I mentioned, 5. They are very similar for self-use, for residential property. For international clients and for clients based in the UK, even if you're based in the UK, the best rates that you're getting are probably around 4% anyway. So the residential market, previously the residential will be quite significantly cheaper than buy-to-let. Nowadays they're more or less the same.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Where, recently, where are the most, which cities are the mostly applied?
Tough to say. I mean, it depends on the buyer. So obviously, if it's like most of the new buyers kind of, trying to get their, buy their first property in the UK, that may be a little bit worried about the market, they will go for kind of lower value properties. They will look at Birmingham, they'll look at Manchester and around then. A lot of London, of course. The seasoned investors still buy London, prime London, but also the commuter belt. So just outside of London, maybe zones 4, 5, and just outside the home counties. There's been a lot of demand for that. So. As you know, the rental in London especially has jumped significantly. So London is still very much a market that people go for.
In recent months, and I believe Hong Kong people has encountered many of the very particular mortgage questions. Do you have any tips for them?
Yeah, tips would be really to start the process in time. Start about 6 months before the anticipated completion of the property. If it's a new build, if it's not a new build, start immediately. Speak to a mortgage advisor. Obviously, trust your mortgage advisor because when you've got access to all the banks, you might as well, listen to what the experts have to say. The tips are really just to prepare all the documents again in advance and just stick to the criteria. Again, we're here to help and ultimately do things in time. Don't try and do it on your own because the market in the UK is completely different. There's more than 150 banks in the UK, not the same like Hong Kong. So just don't compare it to Hong Kong, should I say.
It's a more complicated process.
Oh, it's a lot more complicated, a lot more regulated.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what I'd say. Cheers.
Thank you for the tips.
Thanks, Johan. Thank you.
Thank you.